Mama! Baba! 我在中国，你看看好多外国人呢。哎呦我的妈！在这洗脚，你看到没有？我跟你说，这个别墅好漂亮啊！你看。
So listen up, folks. You think you've seen culture shock before? Wait till you meet today's main character. This dude named Eric from Ghana. Africa isn't just your average foreigner in China. He's become the ultimate Chinese son-in-law that nobody saw coming. This guy isn't just speaking Chinese. He's out here throwing down in perfect local dialect, helping his mother-in-law win verbal street fights. And let me tell you, when Eric gets into an argument, he brings all that feisty, sassy energy that would make any Chinese village woman proud. He's basically mastered the art of the classic village showdown, and his fans absolutely can't get enough of it. But that's not all. This man is crushing rural life like he was born into it. Farm work? Check. Square dancing with the village ladies? Double check. In America, we can barely handle setting up our IKEA furniture. Meanwhile, Eric's out here living his best rural Chinese life. So who exactly is this Eric guy? And how did he end up becoming China's most unlikely internet celebrity son-in-law? Today, we're diving deep into the story of this incredibly unique social media star. Trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for this one. The story starts a few years back. Eric, a super warm-hearted guy from Ghana, happened to meet a young woman from Hunan province in China. For Eric, it was pretty much love at first sight. Thanks to his persistent pursuit, they quickly fell into a relationship. But with an entire planet between them, getting serious about marriage wasn't exactly a walk in the park. So what did our man do? Instead of asking his girlfriend to leave her hometown and family behind, Eric made the bold decision to pack up his life in Africa and move all the way to rural Hunan. He was determined to become a proper, adopted son-in-law in Chinese culture. Eric figured that by solving this major hurdle, they could build a beautiful future together. But here's where it gets interesting. Could an African man really adapt to life in rural China? Most Americans would struggle just ordering food without an English menu, right? Surprisingly, after traveling thousands of miles to China, Eric didn't show even a hint of culture shock or discomfort. He settled in like he'd been there his whole life. Not only did he quickly switch from the standard Mandarin he'd spent years learning to the local village dialect, but he also immediately jumped in to help his mother-in-law with farm chores. Since arriving in China, Eric has become obsessed with short-form videos. Across various platforms, he's amassed millions of followers with over 10 million likes. As the ultimate Chinese son-in-law, he now speaks fluent Hunan dialect and handles all the household chores. He has mastered every farm task imaginable, feeding chickens and pigs, chopping firewood, cooking meals, digging fields, planting rice seedlings, and drying grain. He does it all like a pro, but that's not all. In the 6 years Eric has been in China, he's embraced local customs wholeheartedly. During his first Chinese New Year with his wife's family, he knew to kneel and bow to his grandmother-in-law for blessings, and she lovingly gave him a big red envelope in return. When Eric learned that Chinese men who marry into their wives' families traditionally receive a bride price, he jokingly started an argument with his wife, claiming he got a raw deal. In Western terms, this would be like taking the wife's surname or matrilocal residence. Plus, Eric now has a child who carries his wife's surname. He playfully complained that he didn't receive a single penny of bride price. What a ripoff. When fans saw his pouty, wronged expression, hundreds of thousands cracked up online, commenting that he should consider himself lucky anyone would marry him at all. Whether it's raising chickens or ducks, Eric is a total natural. One minute you'll see him in the pig pen feeding the pigs, the next he's in the fields helping the family plant rice seedlings. The man literally never stops moving. In his video comment sections, people constantly wonder, is there anything this guy can't do? Ever since Eric mastered the local dialect, no one has been happier than his mother-in-law. Why? Because whenever her son-in-law is around, she never has to worry about losing an argument again. Eric's mother-in-law has this neighbor, a middle-aged woman who's been her longtime nemesis. Whenever they meet, they exchange some choice words. When Eric witnesses this, he immediately jumps to his mother-in-law's defense. Don't let his African origins fool you. He's picked up Chinese argument techniques like a natural. You should see him pointing right in that neighbor lady's face, shutting her down with such fiery comebacks that he leaves her completely speechless. It's no wonder he's earned the title of the internet's most argumentative foreign son-in-law. And his everyday life? Absolutely hilarious, you guys. He regularly shares his daily adventures with his mom back in Africa. Every video starts with him yelling at the top of his lungs. Mom, Mom, look, I'm eating giant prawns in China. Can you see them? His fans can't help but respond with their own mom, creating this weird situation where everyone suddenly got a new son. Dad, I'm in China. Look at all these foreigners around me. Eric loves to tell his parents in fluent Mandarin that he's surrounded by foreigners, which immediately confuses everyone watching. Like, dude, who's the actual foreigner here? One day, Eric was carefully cleaning the house when his wife got all dressed up and told him she was heading out. He happily said goodbye, but the second she walked out the door, this man completely let loose. He started dancing around like nobody was watching. Plot twist, his wife hadn't actually left. When he discovered the truth, his panicked expression had viewers absolutely losing it. So, why did an African man like Eric choose to come to China in the first place? Well, turns out he had been fascinated with Chinese culture for years and loved traditional Chinese cuisine. That's why he traveled thousands of miles to this eastern nation. When short video platforms took off, Eric, who's always been a bit of a trendsetter, quickly grabbed his camera and started filming his daily life. He's brought endless joy and laughter to his followers. With his humor and wit, Eric has attracted countless fans and become something of a minor internet celebrity. But even Eric isn't perfect at everything. Despite being in China for 6 years and mastering chicken feeding, pig raising, digging, and rice planting, there's one farm task he struggles with. When he tries spraying pesticides in the rice fields, he ends up nearly passing out from the fumes before the bugs even notice. In his relationship with his wife, Eric is totally whipped, and it's adorable. Sure, he's fearless when arguing with village ladies, but the moment his wife appears, he transforms into the most obedient husband ever. He wouldn't dare go east if she says west or right if she says left. Even when he messes up and she tells this 6 feet 2 inches African giant to kneel on a washboard as punishment, he obediently goes to get it without hesitation. The sight is absolutely priceless. One minute he's mischievous and playful, the next he's sweet and considerate. No wonder Eric has attracted so many fans. Beyond bringing joy to his followers, Eric has a huge heart. He regularly brings supplies to elderly villagers and donates to communities in need. It's this combination of humor, reliability, and kindness that's earned him hundreds of thousands of followers. His fans joke that they feel miserable if they don't see Eric for a day, but after watching him, they still feel miserable, just in a different way. Today, Eric has successfully obtained his Chinese green card and passed his Mandarin language exam. He and his wife have welcomed a mixed-race baby into their family. When fans saw little Eric's yellow-tinted skin, they joked that Chinese genes must be stronger. Everyone hopes Eric and his family will be happy forever and that his love for China will remain eternal. We believe traditional Chinese culture will continue attracting young people like Eric to come and learn.
I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to get it. I wish that I could be